Hello lovely students, welcome back to my YouTube channel Khalib's English School. If you are new to this channel, please consider to subscribe, like and share. In today's video, I'm going to talk about car theory test, or we can call it knowledge test. In this whole series, I'm going to go through this book chapter by chapter and make it simple for you. And I'll prepare you to pass it in the first attempt. So for theory test, there are two parts. Part 1 is about your multiple choice questions. Total questions are 50, and out of 50, you need to have 43 correct. So to pass part 1, you need 43 out of 50. And part 2, that's about hazard perception. That is based on 14 video clips, and you identify the hazard. And you need to have 44 points to pass this part. If you score 43 from theory part and if you score 44 from hazard perception, your test is passed. Well done. So let's begin with chapter number 1, which is alertness. So here we go, guys. Question number 1. What should you do before making a U-turn? So let's say you are driving on a road and you want to take a U-turn. You want to go all the way back. So what should you do? Give an arm signal as well as using your indicator. Check road markings to see that U-turns are permitted. Look over your shoulder for a final check or select a higher gear than the normal. So you need to look over your shoulder for a final check. That's your correct option. So how are you going to do? Let's say I'm driving. So if I want to turn right or take a U-turn, so I'm going to check over my shoulder. Just turn around and check for the final check. Question number 2. Look at the sign very carefully. What should you do as you approach this bridge? So this bridge is hump bridge basically. Can you see that shape? It's hump shape. Move to the right, slow down, change the gear, or keep to 30 miles per hour. So you need to slow down because there is a bend in the road also and you can't see clearly. Question number 3. Where should you avoid overtaking? In simple words, where you shouldn't overtake. Just after a bend, in one-way street, on a 30 miles road, or approaching a dip in the road. So the correct option is approaching a dip in the road. If you are approaching a dip, you shouldn't overtake because you may lose your control and you can put yourself at risk and others also. Question number 4. What does this curved arrow? So curved arrow road marking mean? So it's asking you about this. What does this arrow mean? So this arrow is not straight, it is in the curve shape. So when you're driving on this single carriageway, and let's say here is a very slow driver and you want to overtake, so you're going to overtake from the right. This arrow gives you information that you should come back to your side of the road because there is oncoming traffic also. So let's check the option. Heavy vehicle should take the next road on the left to avoid weight limit. The road ahead bends to the left. Overtaking traffic should move back to the left, or the road ahead has a camber to the left. So the option is this one, that overtaking traffic, like I said before, if you want to overtake, then you should move back to the left, your side, as we drive on the left in Britain. So you should come back to your side because here is oncoming traffic also. Question number 5. What should you do if your mobile phone rings while you are driving or riding? So if you are driving or riding a motorbike and your phone rings, what should you do? You should stop immediately, answer it immediately, leave it until you have stopped in a safe place, or pull up at the nearest curb. So the correct option is leave it until you have stopped in a safe place. So guys, this is for your own safety and for the safety of others. That's why they have introduced these rules, that you need to be careful while you're driving. Do not use the phone, I would say. Question number 6. Why are these yellow lines? So they are asking you about these yellow lines. If you look at this sign clearly, these yellow lines are marking why they are there across the road. They are there to help you choose the correct lane, to help you keep your correct separation distance, to make you aware of your speed, or to tell you the distance to the roundabout. So these lines are there to make you aware of your speed. So as soon as you drive over them, you will listen to the noise of your car. It will change. It will be like tuk, 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 tuk. So what you need to do, you need to slow down because we have a roundabout coming up. So at the roundabout, you need to slow down. You change the gear, you reduce your speed. That's why these lines are painted across the road. Question number 7. What should you do when you are approaching traffic lights that have been green for some time? Accelerate hard, maintain your speed, be ready to stop, or brake hard. So if you are driving on the road and you see the set of traffic lights and the lights are on the green, so you need to be ready to slow down or stop at least, because the lights may change. So if you are speeding up, then you may put yourself at risk and you can cause an accident. So that's why be ready to stop. Question number 8 is, what should you do before slowing down or stopping your vehicle? You should sound your horn, use the mirror, select a high gear, flash the headlights. So you should use the mirrors. When we slow down, we need to look at the mirror. Why? Because the mirrors, they can show us that how far are we from other vehicles, and we don't want to hit each other. That's why we need to use the mirrors. Question number 9. You are following a large vehicle. Why should you stay a safe distance behind it? You're driving on the road and there is a lorry in front of you. You're following that lorry. Why should you keep the distance from that? That's the question. You will be able to corner more quickly. You will help the large vehicle to stop more easily. You will give the driver a chance to see you in their mirror. You will keep out of the wind better. So the correct option is, you will give the driver a chance to see you in their mirror. So if you keep a distance from the lorry or any other large vehicles, the drivers can see you in their side mirrors because they do not have the interior mirror. So they cannot see you because they have a big container behind them. So if you keep a distance, they can see you better. Why should you use your mirrors when you see a hazard ahead? Let's say you are driving and you see a hazard ahead. Why should you use your mirrors? Because you will need to accelerate out of danger, to assess how your actions will affect the traffic behind, because you will need to brake sharply and stop, to check what's happening on the road ahead. So you need to check the mirrors to assess how your actions will affect the traffic behind. So if you don't see your mirror and you brake hard, the driver behind you may hit you. And it's going to be your fault because you brake in the middle of the road. So what you need to do, you need to check the mirror before you brake. Question number 11. You are waiting to turn right at the end of the road. What should you do if your view is obstructed by parked vehicles? Let's say you end up at a junction and you want to turn right. There are some vehicles parked on the right in front of the houses. On the other side, you cannot see clearly. So what are you going to do? Stop and then move forward slowly and carefully for a clear view. Move quickly to where you can see, so you only block the traffic from one direction. Wait for a pedestrian to let you know when it is safe for you to emerge. Turn your vehicle around immediately to find another junction to use. So the correct option is stop and then move forward slowly and carefully for a clear view. So observation is really important tip or really good habit in driving. If you are an observant person, you observe very closely, very carefully, then you are safe. So let's say you end up at a junction. On the right hand side there are cars parked, other side there are some vehicles parked, so you cannot see clearly what's coming on the road. So what you need to do, you need to move forward your car, and then carefully you need to observe right, left, and then you can check the traffic. If it's clear, then you move on. Question number 12. There are objects hanging from your interior mirrors. Why could this be a hazard? This question is about objects inside your car. Sometimes people put like air fresheners, some people put different things inside with that mirror, and they are hanging like right in front of your eyes. So if you are a new driver, they may cause some problems for you. So what they can cause, let's have a look. Your view could be obstructed, your sun visor might get tangled, your radio reception might be affected, your windscreen could mess up more easily. So it's not gonna affect any of these things. It will affect your vision. So your view could be obstructed. You cannot see because you are a new driver, you are focused. So if they are hanging right here in front of you, so that's not safe. Question number 13. You are on a long motorway journey. What should you do if you start to feel sleepy? On motorway, it's very smooth, so sometimes people, they do feel like sleepy. So the best way is, let's find out. Play some loud music. Oh, that will make you more sleepy. Stop on the hard shoulder for a rest. Drive faster to complete your journey sooner. Leave the motorway and stop in a safe place. So if you feel sleepy, if you feel tired, you have severe headache, so what you need to do, you need to leave the motorway and stop in a safe place. So safe place on motorway, they are your service area. So go into services and just wash your face, relax, have some coffee or tea, and you're going to be okay. Question 14. Why should you switch your headlights on when it first starts to get dark? So in Britain, like in wintertime, we have like very cloudy and very dark, even in daytime sometimes. So why should you have your lights on? To make your dials easier to see, so others can see you more easily, so that you blend in with other drivers because the street lights are lit. So the correct option is so others can see you. Question number 15. What's most likely to distract you while you're driving? If you're driving, what's going to divert your attention? Using a mobile phone, using the windscreen wipers, using the demisters, or using the mirrors. So mobile phone is a very good device, no doubt about that. But if we are driving and we are using phone, chatting with other friends, sharing stuff on Snapchat, Facebook, Twitter, or whatever, Insta, this may cause us a serious problem. Serious problem in a sense, it can be fatal, or you can cause very serious accident. So it's better put your phone away. That's what I think. You may disagree with me, but I would suggest do not use the phone because phone distract you a lot. Question 16. You are driving your car. When may you use handheld phone or handheld mobile phone? If it's a handheld phone, still, I think, and from safety point of view, it's not allowed to use. So let's find out. When you are receiving a call, when you are parked safely, when you are driving at least 30 miles, less than 30 miles road, when your car has automatic transmission. So if you are parked safely, then you can answer the phone. Otherwise, don't use the phone. Question 17. You are driving on a wet road. Let's say there was a rain and the road is wet. Conditions are not good. What should you do if you have to stop your vehicle in an emergency? So in an emergency, you have to brake, emergency brake. So what are you going to do? Apply the parking brake and foot brake together. Keep both hands on steering wheel. Select reverse gear. Give an arm signal. So if you have to brake, in emergency, whether it's wet road, whether it's dry road, I would say always keep both hands on your steering. That gives you full strength, that gives you full control. So keep both hands on the steering wheel. That's your correct option. Question 18. What should you do when you move off from behind a parked car? Your car is parked in front of your house with other cars, so you move it away from there. So how are you going to move it off? You will give a signal after moving off, look around before moving off, look around after moving off, or use the exterior mirrors only. So what's the best way to move off your car from parked cars? So you need to do observation. So look around before moving off. That's your correct option. And if you are required, use your signal. Question 19. You are traveling along this road. How should you pass this cyclist? Cyclists are vulnerable road users, so you need to be very careful. Cyclists, motorcyclists, children, old people, disabled. So they all are vulnerable road users, so you need to be very careful. You should sound your horn as you pass. Keep close to them as you pass. Leave them plenty of room as you pass, or change down one gear before you pass. So the best way and the correct option is leave them plenty of room, whether they are cyclists, motorcyclists, other car drivers, or they are horse riders. You need to leave them plenty of room as you overtake them. Question number 20. When do windscreen pillars cause a serious obstruction to your view? Windscreen pillars are the frame of the car where you have your front windscreen and on the side you have this frame and then you have your door. So when they cause serious problem, when you are driving on a motorway, when you are driving on a dual carriageway, when you are approaching one-way street, or when you are approaching bends and junctions. So the correct option is bends and junction. When you are approaching bends and junction, these windscreen pillar, they cause you big problem. They cause you like serious obstruction because you cannot see clearly. So what you need to do, you need to move a little bit forward and then look both ways and then carry on. Question 21. What should you do if you cannot see clearly behind when you are reversing? You are reversing your car and you cannot see clearly behind. What should you do? Open the window to look behind, open the door to look behind, look in the near side mirror, or ask someone to guide you. So the correct option is ask someone to guide you so that you shouldn't hit someone. Question 22. What does the term blind spot mean? So what does blind spot mean? An area covered by your right hand mirror, an area not covered by your headlights, an area covered by your left hand mirrors, or an area not visible to the driver. So the correct option is an area not visible to the driver. So that is your blind spot. If it is not covered in any of your mirrors, then that is your blind spot. So what you need to do, you need to just look over your shoulder to double check. Question 23. What's likely to happen if you use a hand-free phone while you're driving? You're driving and you are using hands-free. So do you think this can cause some problem? Let's find out. It will improve your safety? No chance. It will increase your concentration? No chance. It will reduce the view? Or it will divert your attention. So the correct option is if you are on the phone, it will divert your attention. Whether you are listening music or you're talking to someone, it definitely diverts your attention. Question number 24. You are turning right onto a dual carriageway. What should you do before emerging? So it's asking you about this driver. Let's say you are driving this car and there's a dual carriageway. These two lanes are coming and them two lanes are going that way. So what should you do before emerging? Stop, apply the parking brake, and then select a low gear. Position your vehicle well to the left of the side road. Check that the center reservation is wide enough for your vehicle. Make sure that you leave enough room for a vehicle behind. So the correct option is number 3. You need to check that the center reservation. This is center reservation. Can you see these dotted lines right in the middle? This is where you stop for a while, and when the traffic is clear in both directions, then you carry on. Then you take your turn. So you need to use center reservation. If there is enough space, then you can go on. If no, then you need to wait. Question 25. You are waiting to emerge from a junction. The windscreen pillar is restricting your view. This is windscreen pillar. What should you be particularly aware of? You should be aware of lorries, buses, motorcyclists, or coaches. You should be aware of motorcyclists because as soon as you stop at the junction, you just look right and left and there is nothing. But as soon as you just emerge on the road, you see motorcyclists right in front of you. So these windscreen pillar, they cause a lot of problem. So like I said before, what should you do? You need to move forward and do your observation. Question 26. How can you make sure that the satellite navigation or sat-nav system does not distract you when you are driving? So when you follow the sat-nav, sometimes you put the wrong address in there and it confuses you. You keep going round and round. So what you need to do, turn it off while you are driving in built-up areas. Choose a voice that you find calming. Only set destination when you are lost. Set it before starting your journey. So the correct option is set it before starting your journey. So you need to set it, put the correct postcode so that it's not going to confuse you and it will take you to your destination. So guys, this was chapter number 1, alertness. I'm sure you enjoyed that. If you have any questions, please drop them in the comment section below and I'll get back to you. And please make sure, let me know which town are you watching this video from. If you just drop in the comments, I'm watching from this town, that would be great. Thanks for watching.